As always promised, the real run runs here. I'm going to talk to you this evening at 6 o'clock, 6:03. Actually, I'm a little bit late. Tim wasn't feeling good earlier, so I don't know if he's going to come on here or not. He's got like the Mississippi Hiv, or I don't know what's going on with him. But we wish you feeling better, Tim. And if you do feel like coming on, you got the link, so come on and do your stuff. I also got a little link going out to the Lane Brown if he wants to come on here and say something about what's going on with the high school Republicans and what's happening in the public schools. Oh, it's been a hell of a day. I got back from my little staycation, came home, and started up my work truck because I got a job to do tomorrow, and drove it to the store and broke now. I guess the alternator's out on it, and I had a couple good old boys helping me jump my truck and get it started, and I actually had somebody stop and pull over and walked up. I thought he was going to help us out too, but he's like, hey, "Are you Ron?" Yes, I am. Do I know you? And he's like, "No, I watch your show all the time, though. I love it. This country's just gone to hell. I think you're right. I love the shit you say, and I think I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that." So, I had said earlier in my teaser, and let's just get this out the way, because Tulsa County or Moms for Liberty, Tulsa County, I love them. They're good people. But in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, you can take it and, go to the store and buy with $1 and buy a pack of gum or whatever. It's not worth anything. My opinion about Moms for Liberty is this. Another live, Joe. Yeah, it's America. You can do as many lives as you want. The live earlier was a teaser for the real live, which is what I'm doing now. Anyway, Moms for Liberty. I was talking about Moms for Liberty, Tulsa County. Love those ladies. There's 3 or 4 of them that really do. They get in there and they have organized from the National Moms for Liberty place out of Florida. And they do go around to different school boards and have meetings. Politicians, they back politicians. They try to get these nasty books out of the public school libraries. They bring awareness to that. I'm not taking anything away from that. But to call this organization Grassroots, which is what they've been getting attacked on as far as Twitter and Facebook, is that they're claiming to be a grassroots organization, but they were just heavily funded by the Florida GOP. The lady that started Moms for Liberty down in Florida, her husband was the GOP chairman for the state of Florida, I believe. And literally overnight, they had hundreds of thousands of dollars in this grassroots organization that eventually spread across the nation and into groups like Tulsa County Moms for Liberty. So that was what I was stating earlier, was they're not grassroots necessarily. They are a very organized, well-funded organization that I believe is trying to do as much as they can to keep our children safe and to keep those nasty books out of the public libraries and things of that nature. I don't know that they've been very effective here in Oklahoma yet. I think there's just a little over 1,000 in their group here in Tulsa County. And I will say that they have kicked out people like myself and other absolutely grassroots parents that like to go in and speak our minds and try to make a difference and post things in their group or on their page. And if it doesn't fit with the way they're going, they just kick you out, or they block you, or whatever they do. Completely their business. I'm not faulting anybody for that. I can't stand censorship or blocking people or not having the conversations like this that we need to have, is what I believe. So anyhow, that's my spill on Moms for Liberty. I love those ladies. I think they are trying to do really a fantastic job, especially with the books. Their main focus seems to be a book. The books. Well, that's because they aren't grassroots people. No, they're not. I couldn't agree more. This is Joe. Joe is a good friend of mine. He's from up in K County, but they're not grassroots people. But they claim to be. They claim to be just grassroots organizations started from the bottom, and they just went out and no, they literally overnight were given hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of donations and startup fees. And I've been involved in a lot of grassroots organizations over the years, and it's hard to raise $1,000 for a grassroots organization. So unless you got that heavy backing behind you from the DNC or the GOP or the Kaisers or the Waltons or whatever, you're not going to pull that kind of money to make that kind of merch and all that kind of stuff. So let's see what Joe has to say here. A lot of people have started appropriating the word grassroots, but they have friggin' no clue what it means to be. So that is the truth, Joe. You're speaking the truth. Grassroots, this is what grassroots is to me. And this is why I stay the way I do the Ron thing. It's worked for me for years. I started the Parents Voice thing in Owasso. We went statewide. We did a whole thing at the Capitol, had different chapters of Parents Voice. There's still quite a few of them out there. The Owasso, the Jinx, the Edmond, Deer Creek. And then there's Tulsa Parents Voice. I didn't start Tulsa Parents Voice, but my bestie runs it. She started it off a chapter of the state, and then she just took it on her own. She has grown that so much, and that is what grassroots is. She had no funding behind her. She didn't go to any big corporations. She just worked day and night, and bringing awareness to what needs to be. And she's been so effective at getting people to change their minds about school policy, about proficiency scores, about what's really going on in our public schools. Whereas Moms for Liberty, they're more concentrated on just, we don't want our kids reading nasty books. We want to flip school boards because we don't want nasty books. Well, that's all fine and dandy. I don't think that they've flipped any school boards as I know of recently, but we'll see how that goes in the next election cycle here. And we have some that play the long con as a grassroots person until they get what they want and then turn around and crap on the kind of people who got them there. Are you speaking specifically about, I mean, can I know who you're talking about? Who are you talking about? Like, gosh, that could mean a lot of people, Joe. The long con as a grassroots person. That sounds, this is just me talking, but that sounds like Rhonda and the Tulsa County GOP. Because they love to tout that they're grassroots. We're just grassroots, and they're not. But whatever, they do the same thing that Moms for Liberty did to me. They just tried to kick me out of the party. Tried to get my precinct captain chair taken away. Gosh, it was a long haul. So that comment speaks to a lot of different people. Grassroots is not. Yeah. He says it's a lot of people. It is. It's a lot. I didn't know if you were talking about anybody specific, but you're right. That covers a whole genre of people, especially in our rural areas. They come into our rural counties and our rural areas, and they try to sneak in and we're grassroots, but we're going to go with whatever the establishment says we need to go with, and that is that. So. Anyhow, enough about Moms for Liberty. Joe, what's going on up there? You want to come on the show and holler at me for a little bit? I'll send you the link. How about that? Hang on just a second, folks. I'm going to send Joe a link here because if you got a second, Joe, if you got a second, come on here and say hi to everybody. This is my man, Joe, up in Kay County. I believe I got that right, Joe. Kay County, Oklahoma. He's the GOP chairman for Kay County, Tulsa, or Kay County GOP chairman, I believe is what's going on. I just sent you that link, Joe, in your messenger if you want to come on and say hi. Would love to have you. Tim's sick with the Mississippi HIV, and I don't know where Lane is, and just dying here. Let's see here. Oh, a specific person or persons in mind saying it, but I'll keep it to myself. That's probably best, Joe. Keep that stuff to yourself. Joe's up there with some good old boys like Brian Hobbs and Sean Roberts and Wayne Hill and some real grassroots people that still to this day they stand on what they believe, and they mean what they say, and you can't get any better than them gentlemen up there. So but yeah, if you have a question, if you're watching and you're like, well, what's the difference between grassroots and establishment or this and that, grassroots to me is just your everyday working parents that have to get the kids up for school, get them on the bus, then head to work, then come home, cook dinner, do homework, go to sleep. And in the meantime, you're spending all your day thinking and networking and trying to get policies changed in a school like Tim did, and and going to board meetings and not getting paid or reimbursed for any of your time, gas, things of that nature. Your establishment people, they have expenditures that they can write off, and they have little cards that they use at the gas pump, and they can turn in expense reports, and they get paid. Okay, Joe says, in the process of moving around my office at home, maybe after I get that all sorted out, we can do something. Okay, sounds good, Joe. Appreciate that. But that's what an establishment is somebody that they don't care what the little man or what the people want. They want to know the next step in the game, which is this leads me to the Broken Arrow race for Senate. Nathan Dahm. Nathan Dahm is the Oklahoma State chairman of the GOP. He's also the sitting senator. He is an incumbent, but he's termed out. He's fixing he can't run for state office anymore. He's been there for 12 years. And he I don't necessarily care for his policies or bills or stuff, because to me they're too far right. I think he's been ranked the most conservative senator in Oklahoma forever. But it's because his bills are just uncompromising. They're just so far right. It's just like Jacob Rosecrans on the left. They're just uncompromising to come to the middle and write a good bill that meets everybody's needs, left, right, middle, whatever. So, and then the shenanigans at the GOP state convention declaring his candidacy for GOP chairman. I think him and the Tulsa County GOP kind of worked that out together because he knew he was terming out. And now we have a BA race for his Senate seat that is going to take place a year from November. But the three candidates I know about right now are Timothy Brooks, Shelley Gortney, and Christy Gillespie. Where's Tim? I've already said you're late to the show. Lane Brown says, where's Tim? Tim doesn't feel good right now. He's got the Mississippi flu, or I don't know, salmonella or something. I don't know what's going on with him. But you're welcome to come on and tell us about some young people's shit going on. That's Lane Brown I'm speaking to, by the way. They've all been invited. I'm reaching out to Timothy Brooks to see if he wants to come on the show. And I think it's important that we get these people on here so that everybody can hear what they have to say over the course of the next year, so that we are well informed to see if their ideals or their policies have changed, or if their ideas have changed. Okay. You like Shelley in that race or someone else? And this is the problem with Christy Gillespie coming on the show. And I'm not going to, y'all know me, I'm honest and open and transparent. Shelley is a good friend of mine. I've known her for years. Every time I've called Shelley and said, hey, we got to get down here to Bigsby. Shelley is one of those grassroots people that I was like, hey, we got to get down here to Bigsby. We got Dean Davis down here with TJ, whatever his name is. They're down there supporting Logan Phillips, and we need Chris Banning in there. We got to get down here on this highway and see what's up with these boys. Because in a primary, it's always been my philosophy is you don't get involved in primaries as a GOP, or you let the candidates speak for themselves. But then you got GOP down there back in GOP, and you got and the Logan Phillips was, I hate the word rhino, but he's a liberal registered as a Republican. He was voting for boys to go in girls' bathrooms, just some really gnarly stuff down there, liberal stuff. And I couldn't get on board. Then he blocked me off his house page, and he's been on the news talking shit about me. I can't stand Logan Phillips. So anyway, but get back to Shelley. Yeah, I'll go down the rabbit hole on Logan Phillips. Let's see here. Logan Phillips. Yeah, he is a piece of shit, and you can tell him I said so. Anyway, I do like Shelley for that race, and Shelley and I have been friends, and she traveled all the way from Broken Arrow to Bigsby with her daughter in the middle of the day. We were like asking Dino Davis. I call him Dino Davis. It's Dean Davis, and TJ Marty, I believe, is the other one that was down there. But we were asking them, what are you doing down here supporting this dude that votes to allow boys to go into a girl's bathroom? Why would you do that? And they're like, it's the way things are done. It's a caucus type thing. Because we like to support our brothers in arms. And like, he's like, this is the way you know, like, yeah, but what if you're all assholes and you're all doing the wrong thing? Then let the people decide from what they see and what they hear from the real grassroots people instead of the establishment people like yourselves. You're established now. You got in there. You're doing the doing. So Shelly's been down there. Shelly and I have been to so many events together. I do love Shelly. I have openly supported Shelly on my page already for Senate seat down there in Broken Arrow. I don't know everything though, but I will tell you this. I will let you know everything that I know about Shelly. And Shelly has said that she will come on the show, and I would love to get her and Timothy Brooks, and I would love to get Christy Gillespie on the show too, to let everybody see what they're about and what their ideas are and what their policies are going to be and where they stand on abortion or religion or education or this, whatever it is. I want to see that type of engagement. Christy's been hesitant because she's like, why would I come on a show where one of the guests or one of the hosts likes the other person? Well, fair enough. Don't come on the show. But I will tell you this. I'm not going to beg or bully you to come on the show. If you want to come on the show, you're more than welcome. My third highest demographic after Tulsa and Owasso is Broken Arrow. I have almost 2,000 viewers, and I think it would do a lot of good to, first of all, inform voters of what's going on and who's actually running for this race, because it is an important race. Yeah, I think it's going to be one of the top races to watch in Oklahoma in 2024, the Senate seat down there. And there may be more people come out. I don't believe the declared date is until like April 4th or something like that. So there may be other people that come out, but right now, and I know for me going forward until the end of November, 7th of 2024, I'm going to be supporting Shelly. I've known her for years. I've supported her in school board races. I've been out there in the trenches with her, and I do like her. I love her to death. She's a great person, and I don't have anything negative to say about her. I wouldn't say anything negative about Miss Gillespie or Mr. Brooks if they came on the show, but I do want to have just a frank conversation. Do you believe in aliens? What's your take on putting 10 commandments in school versus the satanic commandments in school? Do you believe both should be in there? Things like that. Just a real candid, just what's going on in your life. Do you mix your peanut butter and jelly together like Americans, or do you put peanut butter on the sandwich and then put jelly on there? I just want to know the real hard-hitting questions. That's all. So Christy she's declined at this point, but the offer's still open. I'm going to leave that up to Tim to do the negotiating part or whatever. I'm not going to beg her to come on the show, though. I don't get paid for this. I get paid exactly the same if she comes on the show or not. If anybody comes on the show or not, I get paid exactly the same. Imagine being a grown-ass man, former legislator, and feeling the need to trash a high school kid. A lot of people don't know this. Logan Phillips, he was a former legislator, and he trashed this gentleman right here, probably because you put peanut butter on your sandwich and you don't mix it up, but whatever. Oh my gosh. Who does that? You can't even get the right mixture. Do you put milk in the bowl first or the cereal? No, you put cereal in the bowl, and you don't want to waste milk. What's the correct way to do that? You also put toilet paper on the roll to where it rolls down instead of up. I don't know. There's a guide out there. The cereal, yeah. You put the cereal in the bowl first, yeah. Hey, Sandy, what's up? My girl Sandy's on here. Good to see you, Sandy. I always enjoy seeing your name. Jody Nicole. Is this the real Jody Nicole? What is that? Why are you eating? Oh, my God, it's bow and arrow. Peanut butter. Okay, I got to tell this story. Jody Nicole is a really old, dear friend of mine. We went to school back in the day. I know that's surprising that I went to school, but we were sitting in class. It was like a college-type class. It was, and our instructor was this. Oh, my gosh. He was the only person that I ever know that liked him was Jesus. But anyway, he was a Jesus. He was very biblical. And most of our lectures consisted of him trying to save our souls. But we were in paramedic school. So anyway, we were sitting there listening to him. And I leaned over to Jody and I said, this dude makes me want to shoot myself in the foot with a fucking bow and arrow. And she got to giggling and I got to giggling and we couldn't stop giggling. And I think he made it. I think he got onto us because she's a redhead and she got so red. Oh my God, that took me back, Jody. Yeah. Thanks for the memories there, Jody. I put the jelly on one slice and peanut. Do y'all even live in Oklahoma? You put peanut butter and jelly in a bowl and you take a spoon or a fork and you mix them together and that gives you the right mixture. It's like a 1-to-1 mixture. You can't do that if you put one on one slice of bread and the other on. You probably eat them on hot dog buns too. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Good Lord. Here's another lady. We're going to talk about her real quick too. Jennifer Harmon. Good evening, ma'am. Jennifer's going to be on here Wednesday at 6 o'clock to talk about some bullshit that's going on with Tulsa County City Councilor Vanessa Hall Harper. At the very least, there's a conflict of interest. There's absolutely an ethics violation. This city councilor sat on a committee that chose what Chamber of Commerce and what organizations received COVID money, and then gave like $250,000 to a organization that she chaired. She was on the board. She gave herself money, but I'm gonna let Jennifer tell you all about that on Wednesday. And she says, yes, sir, going to cover fraud too. Okay. I'm not going to steal your thunder. I know what she's talking about, but yeah, we got a big show planned Wednesday evening, 6 o'clock. Jennifer's going to be on here for that. Then I use the dinosaur shaped sandwich cutter. I bet you do, Joe. I bet you do. That's funny because Joe's like 6'9" or something, about 280. Rana's weird, outnumbered on the peanut butter. I don't know who I'm even talking to. I thought I knew my people, but apparently I don't. Who the hell dirties up a bowl and other utensils? Oh my gosh. I bet y'all buy that Smucker shit that's already pre-mixed, don't you? Oh my gosh. I don't know how we got going on PB&Js, but oh my gosh. Put peanut butter on the right side and jelly on the left and smash. Does it what happens if you put peanut butter on the left side and jelly on the right? I wish you could explain that to me because that makes me want to shoot myself in the foot with a bow and arrow. Can't even read that again. You're a Schmucker. You have Schmuckers in your house. That's what the name of it was. Oh my gosh. Going with Joe on this one. Whatever. It's not the same if you put it on the wrong side. Y'all got to stop. Oh my gosh. Okay, what else we got going on? Oh, we got Stan Stevens. If y'all don't know who Stan Stevens is, he's running for House Rep in District 79 up and around the Bartlesville, North Tulsa area. He's running against Big Pimpin' Melissa Provenzano. She's also another one that has blocked me. I don't know why people block me so much. I mean, why would you block me? But anyway, she's got me blocked off Twitter and Facebook and stuff. I've actually invited her on the show too. Her and Christy Gillespie for some reason don't like me. I don't know. Anyway, Stan Stevens running for House Rep District 79. If you don't know, Stan and his wife Jennifer is the vice chairman for the Tulsa County GOP, and I love these two people. I really do. They say what they mean. They mean what they say. They're not afraid to tell you that they disagree with you, and they're still going to hug you at the end of the day. And they're just like me. I may tell you that you're wrong and you're dead wrong, and we can go have a beer afterwards or whatever it is you drink. But we're still going to love each other, and we're still going to have that civil discourse and stuff like that. So they're good people. I'm really excited for Stan to come on and tell you about his ideas for change in House District 79. I believe we're going to work on that for Thursday or Friday at 6 p.m., but I'll let you know what's going on with that. My man, Ron, can't even imagine why people would be like, I know Logan Phillips, Melissa Provenzano, Christy Gillespie had me blocked too. She's like, well, I was just going through unfriending and, people that I didn't have daily conversations with. I was like, how do you go from unfriending to blocking? I mean, that's a whole process. I got to go through, give my ID and shit to block somebody. So I don't know. I guess it's really true. You either love me or you hate me. It really is. And if you smell me and you get close to me, you're not going to hate me. So smelling the number 9, what is it? Yeah, you make me smell the number 9 sometimes. It is so odd that you are showing up, and because I saw an old friend of ours the other day too. I'll have to call you later and tell you about that. Y'all need to make up. Anyway, seriously though, people can't stand it when someone calls them out on their bullshit. Yeah, and I do that a lot. So maybe that is what it is. Jennifer Harmon says Logan Provenzano pro freeing killers can't own it, so they block. Pro freeing killers. Are they really pro freeing killers? Because I showed up to go get my boy for baseball practice and got an ankle monitor. So, yeah, Lane says Ron is just a bully. Yourself, whatever. She has such a cute family too. I love Jody. Tell your husband I said hello too, by the way. Appreciate what y'all do. Jennifer Harmon, yes. Julius Jones. Oh yeah. But they're liberal Democrats. I mean, you have to if you're with big high name like high class or high profile names like Julius Jones. That was a big deal. You got to make a stance. I don't agree with it, but they're not going to come out and say kill Julius Jones and get elected by their liberal constituents ever again. The small ones, he said, the small one says shit. Well, I'm going to go on to the next topic if it's okay with you, Jody. Okay, we've talked about Jennifer's coming on Wednesday at 6:00. That's going to be a wonderful, wonderful evening. I won't post it if I don't need to post it. You can just do it on here. Nobody can see it. Hang on. Jesus Christ. Let's see here. See, Joe, and Joe just sent me a private message, and I appreciate that. And I do understand that some people have the ability to not say what's on their mind, and they have that capability of saying, hey, it's probably not the right time to say what I'm fixing to say. I don't possess that skill. I'm like, hey, your left eyebrow needs some shit done to it. And I'm sorry I don't know you, and I'm sorry we're in the middle of a Kroger's, but just letting you know. So, all right, let's see here. Who is Harold Randolph? Hi, Harold. For the state convention in 2024, please find Republican National Committeeman to run as a patriot. Ask Dom to half the price of the commission so more Liberty people can go on Saturday. I agree with this. I don't, Harold. I'm sure we've met, and you're actually your name sounds familiar. I agree with this. The state convention, even the county commission convention here in Tulsa, the prices were outrageous. They kept people from going because your GOPers, your hardworking blue collar Americans, the convention, the state convention was in Tulsa. So people from the Panhandle and, Lawton and places like that, we lost out on a bunch of people showing up because they didn't want to pay the exorbitant amount of money and for a Chick-fil-A sandwich and to listen to Nathan Dom. It was the Nathan Dom and Rhonda show all day long. And AJ just, oh my gosh, it was so bad. This is the establishment versus the grassroots that I was talking about earlier. So, and if Nathan Dom hadn't got in there at the very last second and did his establishment bullshit, I really think Sean Roberts would have taken the whole thing. Harold is from K County also. Oh, that's right. I have met Harold then. That's right. I know who you're talking about now. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, they made Lane, a student, a very active member of he's what are you, the chairman of the Oklahoma High School Republican group, been to CPAC, met every politician around trying to get internships and things like that. I think the reason you have it is because you spend too much time with me, but yeah, they made this dude pay $70 to get in. And you're like, well, I mean, it's not free, Ron. Well, for what I saw, it could have been, especially the Tulsa County. That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. I'd still like to see a full accounting of funds raised and how it was spent for the convention. Absolutely. Why wouldn't you? Why would we not all be able to see that? Heard that Steve Curry isn't running again, and Pam Pollard pulled Charity Lynch as an opponent for her race. Interesting. Very interesting. Lane, what you got? Tulsa County was bad. It really was bad. It really was bad. Tulsa County was. It was bad for me. I mean, it was good for Rhonda. It was a Rhonda show, and then at the state convention, it was the Nathan Dom show because, gosh, I felt bad for AJ because I haven't met him. AJ was the former chairman that got voted out, and I met him in the stairwell. I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" He's like, "Don't talk to me. You give me so much shit on the interwebs." And I'm like, well, you're an elected GOP state chairman. You're acting like an asshole. I can do that because you represent me. So, and that's why I do it with Nathan Dom too. I don't hate Nathan Dom. I just expect more out of Nathan Dom. I don't expect Bible scriptures every single day to be posted on the state GOP website, but they are, or Facebook page. I would love to have some information about the GOP, about the state GOP. And the only thing I have seen on there is Scott Pressler. Whatever. I'm not even going there. And what else was it? Hell, I don't even know. There was like one other post about real politics on this state Oklahoma GOP page, and the rest is Jesus, 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 Jesus. And I love Jesus more than anybody. I know a lot of you would say, no, you don't, Ron. Well, me and Jesus got that worked out, so shut your face. But that's all that they use that page for, is this religious propaganda. And I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. Yeah, that was my question. Charity Lynch is running against Pam Pollard. Okay. I don't get involved in GOP primaries, but I assume Robin is talking about, if you're saying shit show, it's got to be one of the conventions. I would imagine the Tulsa convention, because I don't think you were at the state convention. But yes, the county convention was absolutely. Who is Steve Curry? I don't know Steve Curry. I know Charity Lynch, and I've met Pam Pollard too. So, I would go with Charity Lynch on that. I'm not trying to endorse her or anything, because here's the thing with me. People want a tiger until somebody owns a tiger, and they're like, oh, I don't really want a tiger now. You can take that shit back. So I always ask people, I was like, how can I help you? Because I don't want to harm your campaign by coming out in support of you. So let's see here. Joe says, no, nothing wrong with scripture quotes now and then, but not just automated like it has been. I agree that, and fair enough. Throw a Bible quote in there that's relevant. That's relevant to what we're doing as a GOP party, not just every day one after the other that doesn't have any relevancy. Thank you for clearing that. Oh my gosh, Jody, are you drinking tonight? Because you are just bringing back some. Okay, I gotta tell this. I'm sorry. Jody and I had this running joke. If you don't know who Cat Williams is, he did this. He's a really brilliant, funny comedian, and he did this joke about if you get killed by a tiger, and you get killed by a tiger in San Francisco, and you get killed by a tiger in San Francisco at a zoo, I think the Lord's will has been done, and you should tell your babies about the rest of it. Oh my God, I messed it up, Jody, but I can't do it because you. Okay, yeah, Jody's like, if you get killed by a tiger in a zoo. It's been so long since man, you're making me tear up here, Jody. Let's see here. Not sure yet. Not even 100%. He's not running. Just heard it from a very reliable source. Okay, so we're just on rumors right now, but it's getting close. It's coming up. I mean, it's going to fly by pretty quick. It's going to fly by real quick. Okay, so if you get killed by a tiger, and then it goes, if you get killed by a tiger in a zoo, and if you get killed by a tiger in a zoo in San Francisco. God, that's so funny. Y'all need to go look that up. Cat Williams killed by a tiger. Go look it up on I think God's will has been done for you. Go look that up. It's Cat Williams killed by a tiger in a zoo, San Francisco. Well, in May. What's in May? I thought it was biannual, or not biannual. Every other year they did. Did they not just do that this year? Or is the national committee person every year? This is why I read up on my county, and I know the county is every other year, but I don't know the national stuff yet. So, Joe, if you want to jump in and correct me on that. How long you got to be a Republican in Oklahoma to vote in the primaries? 6 months, I believe. You have to have been registered 6 months to vote anywhere, whether it's primary or general or whatever. And I don't wear my hat backwards all the time. I just do it because of the shadow on my face. I don't want y'all to think I'm. What is under? What is KW? It's pimpin'. Okay. Oh, Jennifer knows what we're talking about, Jody. Yeah, it's funny. Cat Williams, it's pimpin'. That whole thing is hilarious. I mean, he does cuss a lot and he's very vulgar, but I mean, I like him, so whatever. I've only been wrong 3 times in my life, and I've been married 3 times. So if that tells you anything, I think you can possibly cast a provisional. I would have to look again. What do you mean? What is KW? Is Cat Williams? It's his initials, KW. Cat Williams. Come on, Jody. Come on, Jody. Jody must be drinking. I'm joking. Jody doesn't drink. She might drink. I don't know. But you didn't know immediately. I didn't until I saw pimpin'. That's true. That is true. I'm not going to bullshit. I didn't know what KW meant. So, all right. What else we got tonight? Lane, are you coming on here? I need you to come on for just a few minutes because I got to ask you a question. So hit your little link button. Tell your girlfriend you got to just take a few minute break or something, and let's get on here for a second. You talking to me? Primary state convention. When are we voting for national committee person? Is my question. Is that done yearly or every other year? I thought it was every other year. I don't know. Sorry. It's hard doing this on a one-man show because there's so many people texting and these oh my gosh, now I got pajamas all day. Hold on. Okay, Lane's coming on, so hold on. He's got to get out of his. You been in pajamas all day, son? Wow. I don't even know what to think of or say to that. You've been in the pajamas all day? State convention is in even years. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I hope Christy Gillespie comes on. I hope that Timothy Brooks comes on. I know that Shelly's going to come on. I would like to hear everybody's opinions for Broken Arrow Senate seat. That's going to be a really important race in Senate seat. I'd like to say that I don't know who the gentleman that is running for Senator Newhouse's seat. He's resigning or quitting. I think there's a little bit more to the story on that too. But Senator Joe Newhouse is resigning or not going to run again or whatever. So I believe the gentleman that's going to try to replace him is House District Representative Boatman, and he came out against Ryan Walters' rhetoric, and I completely agree with that. He called for his party to condemn and stop the rhetoric of Ryan Walters, and I have been calling for Ryan to stop the rhetoric since even before he was elected. Stop saying woke, stop saying liberal mob. Let's concentrate on the proficiency scores. Let's concentrate on the finances. Let's stop doing this culture war bullshit. And I know it's good for campaigns and it gets people elected, but enough is enough. So let's just let's get back to the plan. But a lot of people have been pissing and moaning about Mr. Boatman or Representative Boatman writing this big long letter. And the only thing that I would bitch about that is I don't think it's very sincere. I don't think it's very genuine. I think that he knows he's fixing to run for a Senate seat instead of a House seat. So he wants to grab onto that base of Ryan Walters and get as many, and that it may work for him. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll ask Lane Brown what he thinks about that. Everybody say hi to Mr. Lane Brown.
What's up, Ron?
I'm just pissing people off. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, I feel like that's what you're always doing.
I'm always. I'm glad to see you got your flag correct. How many years did you go?
Dude, I literally I didn't even realize that it was until I remember someone saying on your stream that it was backwards, but then Tim was like, "No, I don't think it is." So I was like, "I'm not even gonna worry about it." Then someone made a comment about it. I was like, "Okay, well, I'm actually going to look into this because my dad helped me put it up, and he didn't say anything, but he might have been drinking a little. But
well, I was fixing to say, my father, that was like one of the first things my father taught me was about the flag. You can't let it touch the ground. You got to fold it up the right way. You don't let the rain hit it. If it's outside at night, you have to have a light on it. There was a light. There was like homework on the flag.
yeah,
And I think they should teach that in school. I can't believe they don't.
yeah.
So what's going on with you, man?
Surviving life, dude. Allergies kicking my butt.
Oh, you've been rough today, huh?
Yeah.
Joe broke out the rules. Was the flag okay? Sorry, I didn't mean to get this conversation started, Lane, but yeah, I guess he had it turned the other way.
I had it turned the other way.
Right. So
we got it all fixed now. We chilling.
Yeah, we got some America up in here. Harold says in Stillwater, State Senate District 21, Dr. Randy Grellner is running for the seat. Go Pokes. I'll have to check him out. I don't know anything. That's up in Stillwater. That's Riley Flax Hood up there. I love Riley. Riley's another one that blocked me because I don't know why people block me, Lane. I mean, he even called me gay and homosexual, and he was really rude. And I love Riley. I mean, Riley and I have done some good work together.
Called you gay? Are you?
He did. I'm always happy, but
yeah, me too.
I'm not. I don't swing that way as far as. Anyhow, what do you got on this? Have you heard anything about Representative Boatman coming out and telling Ryan that he needs to chill out with the big long letter? I know you've seen it on Twitter.
Yeah, well,
tell me about it.
I don't think that, like, they're trying to blame like the bomb threats, all that stuff on Ryan, when in reality I don't think it is, because that video was out there hours before Ryan even retweeted it, and there was already thousands of likes and thousands of retweets on Twitter, on Libs of TikTok, way before Ryan ever retweeted it out and liked it or whatever. But when they ended up, you knew it wasn't Ryan at all when they ended up making threats towards every school, highways, bus stations, all that stuff, courthouses. That's when you knew that it was just someone being an idiot, thinking they were funny, but they actually weren't.
Yeah, there's just a crackpot out there trying to get attention. That's what I kept telling everybody is like, if you stop talking about it, you stop blaming Ryan, who's in the news every day for something that he said, it'll go away.
Yep.
But then you got Rosecrans, Jakey Poo up there. Just every other tweet was Ryan needs to be impeached. Ryan needs to be impeached.
Oh.
And then I asked him, I said, what the hell did he do to get impeached? Well, he said woke mob. He didn't report his finances in his campaign on time. What politician does?
Right.
So, and okay, Joe says Riley is a good dude. He just doesn't do much great. That's the truth right there. Riley is a good dude. I mean, he takes care of himself, his family. He's served our country, and he's an old Navy guy. And I love Riley. I really do love Riley. He's got a lot of good stuff to say. I do more gray than he does. So, Lane, they're just using the current thing as a mean to attack Riley. It's exactly what they're doing. And if they would shut up, they're like feeding the beast that they want to kill.
I know.
So how's things going? How's your grades?
My grades are good. How's our first math test on Friday? So I'm praying that that went over well. That's like my worst subject.
Okay. You're not getting in trouble for being on your phone at school or anything like that, are you?
No. Well, earlier in the year, maybe.
That didn't sound very convincing, Lane.
Well,
don't be tweeting about politics and shit while you're trying to learn.
No, it wasn't even that. It was that some liberal was triggered that I was trolling them on the State Department of Education's Facebook during the board meeting, and they decided that it was a great idea that they were going to pose as a state education employee and call my school. Which,
oh, really?
Yeah, in return, nothing happened. They just told me to stay off Facebook while at school.
Oh, okay.
But I knew
I
knew it was fake when they told me that the person said they're making a mockery of our school, which I don't think anyone in a professional matter, even someone from the State Department of Education, they don't have time to call someone call a school about a child, like
Right. Yeah.
on social media. That's like the least of their worries. So
Yeah.
that's
And
what
there's so many of them on there, left and right, but there's so many of us on there that I would not even begin to know who was calling to
I
calling
know.
we go to bat every day, you and Tim and all of us, but we get into some heated battles. I can't stand it some days. Let me ask you this, Lane. What's a Gadsden flag?
Is
Don't be
that
Googling stuff.
not Googling? I'm on my phone, but I is that the tread? Oh my gosh! Don't tread on me flag.
Yeah, I think so, Joe. I believe it's the Gadsden flag. Is the snake says "Don't tread on me"? Is that correct? Was he correct, Joe?
The kid that wore that on his backpack school. You didn't see that, Ron?
No.
Yeah,
What was the problem with that?
dude, a kid wore that on his backpack to school, and a teacher pulled him in, and they pulled him into an office with his mom, and the administrator said that flag goes back to slavery and represents slavery. It was big on the news and Twitter for.
I did not see this.
Not see that.
I thought that isn't that like a naval flag or a marine flag or something?
I have no idea.
I think it's one of the military flags, like for the Navy or the Marines. I think it's the Navy. Joe, you'll have to tell us if I'm wrong, but I think because my neighbor, he was in the Navy, he flies that flag along with the American flag. Yeah, kid was 12 years old, happened to call her. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to write that down and go check it out. Jody, you're a old doc from the Navy. Is the Gadsden flag? Is that one of y'all's flags? I'm gonna have to look that up. Gadsden flag. So what's going on? What's next for you, Lane? What you got? I know you got this big time podcast going on. What is it? What's it called?
The Conservative Pulse. The Conservative Pulse.
The Conservative Pulse. How's it
Yes,
going?
sir. It's going good.
Is it wearing you out?
Well, I try to do it when I can. I'm trying to stay on a consistent Monday, Wednesday thing. But some days, you just have to miss, which is whatever. But I think I'm interviewing. I don't even know how to say his last name, but his first name's like J.R. Majowski. I don't want to butcher it, but
yeah, you should probably learn how to pronounce his name before you bring him on.
But he ran in the congressional race in Ohio, and he was endorsed by Trump. I don't know. I messaged him on Twitter and said would love for you to come on my podcast, and he responded. So it's like sick.
Nice. Have you reached out to any of the politicians besides him? And like I know Ryan Walters was on your show.
I reached out. I think Friday I emailed the governor's office.
Yeah, you're trying to go big, huh?
But I told everyone, I was like, I bet he egos me, but we'll see.
You never know. What about local politicians like Stan or Shelley or Christie?
I haven't reached out to any one of those people yet.
That's where the meat is, man.
I know.
You look tired, and I know you're sick.
Well, the problem is I wouldn't be able to have Christy on the show because I support Shelley, and I can't be unbiased. I would be very.
Really?
Yeah, I would be like, well, why did you say that you weren't going to run for this seat, and then why'd you do it? And then I would just press her on that the whole time, and it wouldn't be a good interview. But
so you'd be a Rush Limbaugh or a Sean Hannity.
I guess you could say that.
Or a Tucker. There's worse things to be. I'm just saying.
Don Lemon.
Don Lemon, yeah.
That's pretty bad.
I know you don't feel good. I'm wore out too. I had a good weekend myself. I hope you get to feeling better. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. You need to take time and take care of yourself. Get some sleep. Stay off.
I slept like 12 today.
Stop staying up all night on that phone. Just quit politicking so much and get a haircut too. Your hair's getting shaggy.
Dude, I literally got one like just a month ago.
No, you got some type of genetic hair that I wish I had because.
Yeah, we know you do.
Yeah. Look at this.
My hair, man.
Look at this.
Because you're old.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well that's going to do it for us today, Lane.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for coming on, and wish everybody a happy day. Joe, thanks for coming on. We're going to schedule something with Joe and
Yeah.
Brian. You need to get with Brian. We need to get those boys on here, Wayne Hill.
Hey, we need to get Brian to run for a seat up there.
Absolutely, we do. That's
So
good stuff.
I've been pressing Brian to do it, Joe. So I need you to put a pep in his ear.
Yep. Brian's good people. We need to get him in an office somewhere.
Yes.
For sure. So, all right. Good times, Lane. I'm going to end it. We'll talk to everybody later in America. Talk to you later.